Hey everyone in Facebook. Ooh, I don't need this showing. Let me take my little Jiffy Lube sign off. But wanted to jump on here real quick and share a quick tip of the day. I know it's very impromptu, and you guys know that I used to do them all the time. But now I'm like, okay, let me bring these back. Let me do these again because I know a lot of people enjoy when I do these Facebook lives. So one of the thing is story time, right? I wanted to share, confidence opens up doors, and whether people believe it or not, the how confident you are, especially when you're networking, it shows and it reflects. And the last couple of months, especially for me, I keep hearing the same thing over and over again. I keep hearing, Jennifer, you walk in here like you own the place. And it's been brought to my attention multiple times. And I kind of laugh it off and kind of like shrug it off, especially when I go to different networking events, and especially if there's people there that know me personally, right? But just recently, when I went to an event last week, right? I was just going to, I don't even know. I mean, I didn't really feel like networking. I wanted to go support. I wanted to show up. I know that Marta Rasso, my girl, was there. So I was like, let me just go be alongside her, mingle a little bit, right? Do my thing and then keep it moving. So as I was there and I'm walking around, I'm talking to people, a couple people, even in the room. And this is where I know that what I'm doing or what I'm trying to portray or the energy that I'm trying to bring to the table when I'm networking is working. Because as I'm networking, people are coming to me and telling me things, people that I don't know at all at this networking event, right? So I'm there and I was talking to this one woman who was a publicist, cool girl, right? And when we're talking, she was like, she said something like, oh, who you with? Who are you with? Or something like that, she said. And I was like, I'm by myself. Like, what do you mean, who am I with? And she was like, well, are you a sponsor? Or, do you work with the organizer? Like, who do you represent here? And I said, oh, I'm here just networking on my own. She's like, okay, no, I thought, she was like, you're walking, she literally said, she's like, you're walking in here like you're a big shot. And I was kind of like, okay, when she said that, and the reason why I'm saying this, because when I walked into the room, sure, I think that's where the confidence comes into play when you do networking events, and people will know that, right? Like, if you feel confident, if you feel like you have value, if you feel like people know you, if you feel like your name carries weight, right? If you know that you're well connected, people are going to say that to you. You don't need to tell nobody that, right? You don't need to be like, hey, this is, pay attention to me. Of course, they want to call right now while I'm going live. Ron, I'm on the Facebook Live right now. So, this was something that I wanted to bring to the table and share as a tip, because the more confident that you are when you're networking, when you're out in the field, when you're meeting people, when you know that your presence carries weight, right? That's when people address it. Like, there was another gentleman at the same event, 3 people. This is how I know. This is how I know where my energy is at when I'm networking. And mind you, usually when I go to networking events, I'm very intentional. I'm like, here, I'm trying to connect here. I'm trying to connect this person, that person. I'm trying to just, make my rounds. I've talked about it before in other videos. But this time I was like, no, I'm just going to go support my girl. I'm going to go say hi to the people that I know. And then when I'm done, I'm going to be done. But, as I'm talking to people, because clearly it's a networking event, people are still going to approach and they're still going to want to talk to you. 3 people at that same event, one woman was like, who do you know? Who are you? Are you a sponsor? Right? And when she said that, I kind of chuckled and I was like, no, I'm just here representing myself, right? I'm networking just like you. She's like, oh, you carry yourself as if you own the place or as you know somebody. I was like, well, I do know somebody. I know a lot of people. But I was like, okay. And then there was another gentleman at the same event who and I'm telling you this as an example of the confidence when you know that you bring something to the table people will see it. People will know it. People will identify it. People can see when someone's confident, right? So then a second person, I'm talking to this other gentleman who has a marketing company. I don't remember exactly what, but I remember he was selling cards. We're going to partner up together. We're going to do stuff together. I'm super excited to work with him, and you'll probably see him on my stuff, down the road. But he was like, I'm so glad that I finally got to meet you. You're so popular. And I'm sitting here like, okay, like, thank you so much. Humbled myself. Thank you. Like, I appreciate you even saying this, right? Thank you. And then another person comes up to me in the same event, the same night. Okay. I don't know what energy I was bringing, but I was bringing some tough energy. Must have. And another gentleman comes up and he says, you look so serious when you're talking. And I was like, okay, I'm talking. He's like, yeah, you're talking and I could see your body language and you're like talking and your face is moving and you look very serious and very stern. And I was just like, I'm just networking and I am sharing who I am. But because of the energy that I'm bringing to the table, because I know that who I am, who I'm connected with, who I work with, because of the value that I bring to the table, because I know, and that's really the biggest thing when you're networking and when you're out here and when you're plugging with people and when you're trying to do things. It's like just knowing that, yeah, at the end of the day, I like to say, yeah, I'm Jennifer Sanchez. Like, put some respect to my name, right? I do that. I come with that intention. I bring that energy purposely, and I'm not sharing this to toot my own horn, or I'm not going live, because I really want to encourage some people here who probably are not the best at networking. There's a lot of people that might not be very confident, but if you don't know the value that you bring to the table outside of, right, it's not just, yeah, Jennifer, at the end of the day, I have a lot of skill sets and I have to understand the skill sets that I have. So you as an entrepreneur, when you have all these skill sets, you have all these capabilities, and it's more than just being this person or being this fun person or being whatever people think of me, pretty girl, whatever, right? At the end of the day, like, I got a lot more value to give somebody besides that, right? So I'm telling you this and I'm sharing this with you guys because that's really the key when it comes to networking, when it comes to building relationships, when it comes to getting your needs met or getting things done that you need, right? When you know that you're a confident individual, when you know that you could get things done, when you know that you have rapport, you have receipts of the things that you have done in the past, people will receive it, people will identify it, people will know that's what you have, and they're going to follow you, or they're going to support you, or they're going to want to come alongside you. That's typically how it goes, right? And like I said in my post for my birthday post, right? One of the things that I said, which I truly believe, is leaders can identify leaders. And I feel that's the same thing with confidence. Confidence can see confidence, right? So I'm sharing this as the tip of the day today so that you guys identify, like, okay, when I'm going into a networking event, when I am going into these rooms with other executives, or I'm going into rooms with other entrepreneurs, or when I'm going into these spaces where there's other people that have influence, or maybe there's people there that can make a difference in my life, right? The confidence is the key, right? Because people can be real stupid. Let me just say this, and don't get offended. I'm not trying to be offensive, but there's a lot of stupid people out in the world, and because they are so confident, they still get things done. So it's not really intelligence, right? Intelligence and confidence, ooh, right there, you're gonna like definitely skyrocket. But if you are strategic and you understand that confidence in combination with intelligence, now that is where you can definitely be more strategic and strategize and move in ways that possibly other people can't move. Because, I mean, the best salespeople don't have to be the smartest people, right? They're just very confident, right? So you just got to remember this as you're walking into rooms, as you're getting things done, as you are networking, like if you are in a space right now where you're trying to get doors to open for you, if you're in a space right now where you know that there's more that you want out of life, whatever that may be, if you're in a space right now that you're trying to build a business, right? Being confident in itself, just that alone opens doors. You just need to be confident. You don't need to know it all. That's the one thing people think. People think that they need to know it all in order to get things done. Absolutely not, right? You can just be one step ahead of the person behind you. That's it. You just need to know one step in front. You just need to know the next step. That's it. But that requires being a confident person. That requires understanding what you have, the value that you bring to the table, why you're so valuable, right? And that's what's going to be a big indicator to those that are more successful than others in certain areas. Again, especially, and I'm going to bring it to the women because I love supporting women. The more confident you are, even as a woman, all right? Men right there. Men can be confident and they don't even have nothing, right? And they know how to play. They know how to play the role really well, right? If you even look at and research and look at statistics, right? Men will apply to jobs and they might not even know 50% of the duties or the requirements of the job. They might not meet even 50%. If I might be wrong on the statistic, but they might not even meet 50% of the requirements for that job opportunity. But because they are so confident and they apply anyways, they'll still get the job, but they don't know what it entails. But a woman, though, on the other hand, she might feel like, oh my God, I know 80% of this job and the task that I need to get done. But because of that 20% that she's not confident with, she's not going to apply to the job and she's just going to let the job go nilly-willy, right? So that's something that I'm sharing this with you guys. Confidence is one of the biggest indicators of how successful you're going to be, especially